Hi everyone, welcome back to Colouring with Kate. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you are all doing well. And so in this video I'm going to share my stencil collection. Just to mention that I do have a video already on my channel which goes through how I use my stencils in my colouring books. So there's a few examples in there. And so I will link that video in the description below, just in case you want a little bit more in terms of examples. So what I intend to do is share my stencil collection, and this is a really big box that I got from TK Maxx. It's absolutely huge, and so it won't fit in frame, and you are as far out as possible as you can be. So I'm going to open it, and then these are all my stencils that I have, or that I own, stored in here. So I'm going to show you some of them now. So I'm going to put the box to the side because there's no way I can have that here because there's no room for it. So first of all, I've got these patterned stencils, and majority of these, in fact, as far as I remember, the vast majority of these are from Amazon. So they are widely available on Amazon. You can also get them from other places online, but Amazon, I definitely bought these from Amazon. So yeah, these are by Marianne Design. So yeah, these are just like patterns, spiderweb. And then I think I got these with, you know, those scratch books that you get with the multicolours. So there were some other ones, and then these were with some blow pens that I purchased many years ago when they first came out. So these are some like just more kid-like, but still they can be used. So this is like a ocean themed one. So I think they're called blow pens, and you get a stencil pack with it. But that was years ago, and I had a garden themed one as well, so that's this one. And they are cardboard. You can see I've been using them in the past. I rarely use them in my colouring books. In fact, I haven't used them as yet in my colouring books. And this is a space themed one, so you can see they're quite childlike. And then I've got these which are more craft-like. I think some of these might have also come from Hobbycraft. So these are just like patterns again. This one's a Dina Wakley one. The one stuck on there actually. There. So yep. One by Andy Skinner. So you can see that they're like animal type prints as well. This was a stencil set I think I got from a place called Boundary Mills. You can see the type of stencils, these stencils that you get inside, so they're quite repetitive patterns. This one's got a little bit of a sea theme there going on. Another patterned one. This one I've used previously in a World's, what was it called? Kirby's Worlds of, not Worlds of Wonder, Worlds Within Worlds. I used it on the crown page to give the impression of waves. This one I've used before as well, just as a like background. And then you've got these ones which are more vertical, so you can use them to add borders. These are just little elements that you can add in places that you feel like on the page where there's space. Some star ones. Another patterned image, not stencil. Forgetting my words now. I'm not feeling too great actually today. I'm very much not 100%. Got like cold-like symptoms. I feel quite ill. So this one, Fireworks. I have used this on a Johanna Basford page. Fireworks and this confetti. So these were really nice to use. That was definitely from Amazon as well. Another wave one. And then this is a fire one. There's a few in here, so different fire ones, and we've got smaller ones as well. So this was definitely from Amazon. Now I won't be able to link all of these below because, like I said, there'll be just too many links. So, like I said, majority of these you can just type in fire stencil if that's what you were after, and then it should come up. So yeah, a few different ones in there, a few different sizes. that you can use. So those are them, and I shall put them to one side. And then what else have I got? Then those are the main ones that I've got really, and then I've got a few more. I've got, of course, another one from Amazon. You might need to draw in a moon or a sun, and so this is a really good pack actually from Amazon that I got, which you've got different sizes. I won't take them all out. Different sizes here. You've got ovals as well, and circles of different sizes. So this is pretty much all different circular templates. I've got these, I just can't remember where I got these from. Big leaves. And then these were from Amazon, more leaning towards, say, journaling. Got some butterflies. That's for a wedding, I think. So these are things that people use for cards. Birds. It's a nice little sort of a dandelion image showing the seeds being blown about in the wind. It's butterflies and a little bit of a few branches. There's a bird there. Hummingbird. It's another one I think for a wedding. And then these are just smaller, again, definitely for, you know, journaling, for those into journaling. These were, so all came as part of the pack. Got a lettered one, that was definitely from Hobbycraft. Then I got this one, which I really do like, with the sort of gears and the clock, and then some more gears, definitely like those. This is a mountain and a wave stencil. Cannot really remember where I got that from. Another gear one, and then these two were from Hobbycraft as well. I just got. Okay, so next, nearly there, and then I'm just going to demo another one from Hobbycraft. I'm just going to demo me using a couple of books, a couple of stencils basically. So this is for kids really, giant book of stencils. I've never really used it, but it's more geared towards kids, but I keep it in there just in case. This one, another stencil with butterflies. Don't really think I've used that. And then I've got these Dylusions very large stencils. This one's a really good one, really like this one, which is the hive one, beehive, and then this pattern as well. I used to use these when I was into journaling. And then I have a tiny patterned one here, and then one here, which is another circular, triangular, rectangle template. Clocks, definitely used that one before on the page. More like mosaic type template there. I think I got this one free in a magazine. Then we've got some mushrooms, good old mushrooms, trees, flowers, little elements. This one's a sun and a cloud and a moon stencil. I think there's a star one as well behind. And then grassland, which is always good to add in. A patterned one. And then this one here is from Amazon, and they're just mainly for journaling. Not for art journaling, but for, you know, people who like to do bullet journaling. So I've got that. I was into bullet journaling for a bit. Not that long, but yeah, I was into it, but I didn't keep up with it, unfortunately. And then finally I've got these, well, I've got one more thing which I'll show you, but Fun with Wildflowers stencils, the little books that you actually have the stencil in. I can't remember where I got these from. So these are just little flowers. I don't think I've really used these. I might have used them somewhere, but I can't remember, to be honest with you. And then stencils for trees. And leaves, different type of leaves, and I like the fact that they tell you what it is at the bottom. So that and one more. This was a die template, which is basically where you can draw in your, well, not drawing, but like use Distress ink, for example. I watched Lucy from Lucy Just Adds Colour. Love her videos, and this is where I watched one of her videos where she was working in one of Rita Berman's books and putting clouds in, and she was using these stencils, so I purchased it. I purchased the exact one. So yeah, that's the cloud stencil, which I'm actually going to demonstrate right now. Okay, so I'm going to come back, clean away all this stuff and get ready, and then show you a couple of examples of me using stencils. Okay, so I'm back with my Worlds of Wonder book, and the page that I'm going to do clouds on is this one, because you can see the little elephant being carried away in the sky with the balloons, and so I thought this would be a good one to do on, well, you know, put a sky on basically. Sort of forgot my train of thought there. So if I try to remember how this is done, you just place your stencil, I think I'll place it this way, and then just use your Distress ink with one of the tools. So basically I have several tools to use with Distress ink. I do not have nowhere near all the colours, I only have some of the Distress ink. So I've got these little pads there, and also, which I'll probably use with my hand rather than the, you know, the actual blender stick thing. And then I've got these, which are the makeup sponge ones. I've also got these as well to use, and then yeah, I've got the Distress ink. So I did a little swatch of the pinks that I have because I want a pink sky, and so I've gone with the new one, which is Kitsch Flamingo, can't say that word properly, Worn Lipstick and Picked Raspberry. So I'm going to start with Kitsch Flamingo. Actually, let's see, yeah, go with the possibly the lightest, which is the Kitsch Flamingo. So this one here, and it's a Distress Oxide. And then what I'm going to do is just put in the paper underneath like that. And then how am I using it? Well, not much really. All I'm going to do is use this like this, and then just sort of, well, I'll just do it so you can see, and then I'll come in. So I'll show you from far, and then I'll bring the camera in. So I'm just going to take some off on there. Alright, and then, oops, I will come in closer in a second. It's just, and try to keep on the edge of this. Now if I make a mess out of this, it's going to be a night sky then. I've already decided that. So yeah, on the edge, I'm just, oops, don't come there. And then move that down. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, not perfect, because as long as it's give you the impression of clouds. I'm going to try my other means. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to bring you in a little bit as well, so you can see a bit better. So try to get as close as possible to this stencil. Might also use a little bit of the picked raspberry as well. It's a bit rubbish at the moment, but I'm hoping it improves. There. Right. Let's go back to this hope I'm on camera. Yeah, you can sort of see me there. Right, you might need a little bit of variation, I think, in colour. So let's go to this one again. Maybe turn it like there. It might help if I'm on camera. I'm just really rubbish at Distress ink, I'll admit. I am not good on this at all. Looks a bit messy to me at the moment, but hopefully. I am now using the Worn lipstick, just hoping that it works out. So I'm going to continue doing this. You can see I've got some like little bits coming off here and there because it is quite difficult. I wouldn't say that this is easy to do particularly, and I do get it on my finger. I might try with the other, like this one here. Okay, so I'll get this done and then I'll come back and I'll show you the finished sky. Okay, so you can see I'm at the bottom of the page almost, and I'll show you the finished product in a minute, but you can see that it's beginning to take shape. I mean, I think it could be neater. It's not as good. I haven't, you know, that's my skill level, you see, basically. But I've decided to use different colours. I was only going to use the 3, but I've actually used all of these. So I've used Victorian Velvet, Tattered Rose, Kitsch Flamingo, Worn lipstick, and picked Raspberry. So I've actually decided I wanted more variation in colour, and so I thought, well, go on then. I thought, yes, definitely gonna use all the pink like shades or lavender type shades that I have. Just to give it a little bit of don't know, a little bit of a variation. Let's put that there. Go behind the little elephant. Maybe behind his trunk a little bit, if I can just sneak in there. There. Right, I do really want to put up a colour and chat with you guys at some point, but it's probably going to be near the back end of July, because at the moment I'm quite busy at work, unfortunately, but I'm trying to still keep up with 2 videos a week, and I don't feel particularly great today, unfortunately. I've got like cold, like flu symptoms, so, but I just wanted to get this done because I have a schedule and I like to keep to my schedule. There we go. Right, a little bit here, I think, on this bit there. Now, as long as it looks like a cloud effect, I think we'll be alright. Even though it's not like perfectly laid down, the Distress ink, due to me not being able to, you know, I shall clean off all of that later. I'm just going to clean my fingers so I don't inadvertently stain bits of the page. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these are really good to get Distress inks off. That's if you can get into the packet. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, what I do is I use the baby wipes to just clean off my fingers just to make sure I'm not going to make a mess elsewhere. So there we go. It's still stained, but it doesn't matter. Right, okay. So there we go. That's the background using the stencil for, well, it's one of these. I don't have that many. I mean, I do have a die cutting machine, so I do have these, but I prefer to use the plastic stencils because I find it easier. But still, this is quite nice to make these sort of clouds. So that's my pink sky. I'm not sure it looks that great at the moment, but you know, I'll have to do what I usually do with it and hope for the best, because that's what I usually do when I colour, hope for the best. So yeah, that's that one way of using it, is stencil. And the second way that I wanted to show you that I use is stencil. So I put this is the what's it called? It's called the Dreamcatcher by Colour. So it's the Mandala Dreamcatcher colouring book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything away and then get sorted with this in a minute. Okay, so all I've done on this page is used these distress crayons. I have about three or four packs of these different sets, and so I wanted to use this sort of neutral set. And I couldn't be bothered to go downstairs because I'm not feeling too great to go and get the palette, so I'm just using plastic to lay down the crayon, and then I'm picking it up with this brush. So very similar to how I use the silky crayons. And I'm just building, I mean, this is the third layer now. I'm just building up the layers, basically. The more layers you add in, the better the stenciling will look. So now I'm going to add in, I've been using Walnut Stain and a Vintage Photo. I'm just going to add some black, I think this is black, is it? Yes, Black Soot it's called. I'm just going to add that at the edges. So place some down on the plastic. And just whoops, bring you in a little bit. So I know this is not strictly to do with the stencil collection bit, but I'm just sort of showing you. It does take some time to do this. Not that long, but it does take some time. So yeah, all I'm doing is putting down the crayon directly onto my plastic. You can use any plastic, I guess. The palette board, the Caran d'Ache palette board, like I said, I would use that, but it's downstairs. So I thought I'll just make do with this. Improvise. And then maybe at the bottom corners. A bit more crayon onto the surface. Take some off. So yeah, only on the edges I'm adding the black, just because that's where I want it. And maybe along here a little bit, just checking I'm on camera. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. It's been a few cooler days here in the UK with the rain, because we had some really nice weather. I suppose it's, when I say cooler, it's still warm, but not sunny. Sorry, that was off camera. Right, there we go. I think I'm happy enough with that now. So I'm going to pan out and show you what I've got. So this is what I've got. I will neaten up these edges with Polychromos pencil using similar shades to the colours I've used, which are basically browns and the black. So actually I won't be having to use the black because the black's on the edges anyway, so just different brown colours just to make sure that, you know, because I can't get very into the small bits here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in a minute once I've organised myself, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a stencil pattern on top of this Distress crayon background. Now remember, you can also use the Distress, obviously in whichever colours you want. You can also use the Distress inks. You don't have to use the crayons. I just wanted to use the crayons just to, you know, spice it up a bit, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to use my crayons instead. I'm also going to try to use my crayons on, say, a gessoed or a surface with golden satin glazing liquid, because I think I'll be able to blend, directly put the crayon down and then blend, but I have to try that out because I haven't tried it out yet. So I don't want to ruin a page without trying it out first. So I'll be back in a sec. Right, okay, so I've got my stencil. I didn't realise it's got a little bit of glitter on it, so I'm getting a bit of glitter on this, but I'm not complaining. I do not complain if I get glitter on things. So I have tried it out here. So what I do is I put my stencil on top, so in this corner, and then I get a baby wipe, and all I do is just bring you in a little closer, just mask the Distress ink out by rubbing over the stencil. I moved it then, unfortunately, so yeah, just use my baby wipe, and then a bit here as well. I hope the camera's not moving too much. Right, I think I need to use like single ply, as in not fold it over and go over it, because it seems to work better. So just a little bit over here as well. So let's go with, just have it around my finger like this. So yeah, I knew how to do, I learnt this technique when I used to be into art journaling. So I thought, why not use it in books? Of course, there's always the option to use it in books, and it gives a subtle effect, but still, that's still a nice effect that it gives. So you want a new bit of the baby wipe. So there we go. I think I messed that one up a little bit because the stencil moved. So you could use the stencil sticking thing. I'm doing it quite quickly because I'm mindful of not making this video too long. So there we go. Hope you can pick that up on the camera, the stenciling, and then a little bit down here on this edge. Just to make sure that you've actually got a wet bit of the baby wipe going on. Right, okay, I'll come back in a second. Okay, so this is my finished product. I used the baby wipe with the stencil to mask out. You can see that there's some glitter on there just because the stencil wasn't clean, but I'm not fussed about that. I think it just adds to it. So yeah, I hope you can see the the masked out look of the circle pattern, because I thought it goes with the circle of the actual image. So yeah, that's that one. And of course the previous one where I did the sky, I mean, I'm not too I don't think this looks that great, but maybe, just maybe, once I colour the actual elephant and the balloons, it might look a bit different. And I'm probably not just going to leave this like it is. I'll probably be adding something else, maybe confetti or something else, because it's not it's not how I particularly want to leave it. I think I'm going to add to it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to add yet. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching my stencil collection video and the couple of demos I did. I will link the other stencil video that I did previously in the description below. So thank you for watching. As always, take care. Bye.